Hey guys, hope everything's going good. I want to do a quick video before we head down to the gym. Hope you're all killing your workouts. Hope you're all having an amazing day. I wanted to talk about something that was kind of pertinent to a lot of us. And it's going to be a bit of a bummer. I'm sorry for this in advance, but I just think that you guys deserve to have the information in your back pockets so at least you can kind of understand some of the choices that you're making on a day-by-day basis and how they affect your fitness levels. The the choices that I'm going to talk about right now are alcohol. How drinking alcohol affects your goals, how it affects your gains, how it affects your time in the gym. And I've kind of compiled a little list of points that I'm going to talk about and we're going to review. So I get a lot of people kind of asking me like, hey, Matt, is it okay if I drink, if I want to have like 3 beers, a couple times a night, or not a couple times a night, but a couple times a week, or like if once a week I go out and I drink a bunch of beer or I drink a bunch of alcohol or whatever else. Um, and I don't frown on anything. I don't judge anything. Like, I'm not here to judge anything. I'm just here to provide you guys with some information that's going to hopefully make you, or not make you, I'm not trying to make you do anything, but hopefully going to allow you to be a little bit more informed and make some better decisions when it comes to the future. Now, first of all, as a disclaimer, I do drink sometimes. I don't drink a lot. It's not something that fits my lifestyle. I hate the feeling of a hangover. I like to go the next day. I like to go smash out a gym session. And I don't really like a loss of control. So just alcohol, everybody's got their vices. Alcohol is not one of mine. And it's also, I'm going to be, I'm always pretty frank with you guys. I have a history of alcoholism in my family. So it's always something that I look at with a bit of a distance. And it's always something that I watch and something that I'm a little careful about. But not only that, it's also really bad for putting on muscle and for losing fat. And here's why. The most calorie dense macronutrient of all is fat, right? Fat has 7 calories per gram, which is substantially more than protein. It's substantially more than carbohydrates. Alcohol is a very close second, and it has 7 calories per gram. Now, what's the difference between fat and alcohol? Well, first of all, fat plays a part in the process of our body, right? We need fat in our body, in order to be able to function. It's something that we need. It's not something that you can avoid. Typically speaking, I find most males respond to a lower fat diet, but what you'll never see is a diet plan with no fat, because you do need fat in order to be able to progress. You don't need alcohol. There's absolutely no nutritional benefit, zero, of alcohol. And I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit, and I'm going to talk about some of these points, and I'm just trying to lay down a little bit of a basis so you understand it. And I'm not like trying to poop on your parade and say like nobody should ever drink, because I go through phases like anybody else. Sometimes I'm trying to get in the best shape that I can. Now is one of those phases. You guys have motivated me. I'm off my ass. I'm out there. I'm busting out my workouts and I'm working hard. And for that reason, right now, alcohol has no place in my diet, and it has no place in my life. And generally speaking, it doesn't anyway, but I'm like anybody else, and every once in a while, I do have a few drinks. I think, Senya, how many times have you seen me drunk in the whole time we've been together?
Probably twice.
Maybe twice.
No, once.
Maybe once.
Our first date, that was fun.
On our first date.
After the parking lot.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna move past that. I don't drink a lot. It just doesn't suit my lifestyle, and it's empty calories, zero macronutrient benefit. But not only that, alcohol actually slows down the absorption of protein in your body, and that to me is huge, right? You're not properly absorbing your protein, you're not properly repairing your muscles, and you're not getting the best benefits out of your workouts, right? Not only that, but whenever I'm really inebriated, I tend to make really bad food decisions. And I think you guys all know what I'm talking about. 4 or 5 drinks, and all of a sudden that bowl of nachos and that 6 plate of fries doesn't seem that bad, because it's okay, I'll work it off tomorrow, right? Like you guys have all been there, you know what I'm talking about. But the truth of the matter is that muscles simply don't recuperate as well when you have alcohol in your system. Not only does it dehydrate your system, but it's a diuretic, so that's why you pee all the time. The more you drink, the more you pee, the more you're flushing water out of your system. But also, as you're flushing that water out of your system, you're flushing out your electrolytes. So you need those electrolytes in order to be able to function. They play a major role in your body. Not only that, but alcohol itself actually breaks down into something called acid aldehyde. And acid aldehyde, when it does break down through the system to be processed, acid aldehyde is a carcinogen, right? And we're all familiar with carcinogens, cancer-causing agents, not good for you. And they're not good for your system. Another reason why I don't like to drink alcohol is because the next day I get tired. It makes you fatigued. And I'm just going to kind of put things into perspective a little bit for you, right? You're like, well, maybe if I have 3 drinks, like that's not too bad, right? I'm going to go out and I'm going to have 3 drinks. And I always say to my guys, like, if you want to have a couple of drinks, that's not too bad. What they've actually found is that a single drink doesn't have a massive amount of detriment to your natural testosterone levels. It doesn't destroy your natural testosterone levels. Now they're empty calories, no nutritional benefit, carcinogens. But if you want to have like a drink and maybe even 2 drinks, with your cheat meal, then that's cool, and I understand. But if it comes to the point that you're having, 2 or 3 drinks every single night, you're doing some serious damage. And here's why: 10 to 16 hours after drinking 3 drinks, approximately 40 grams of alcohol, drinking 3 drinks, your testosterone is actually reduced by 23%. And this is what they found in studies. So that's a 23% decrease in testosterone in your system. And testosterone is important for building muscle, functioning, for regulating your metabolism. And not only is it a decrease of 23%, but it's a decrease from 3 drinks of 23% for up to 36 hours after, right? Which is a full day that you're putting your natural hormonal flux out of kind of sync in order to be able to create these create changes in your body. So for up to 36 hours after you drink 3 drinks, your body isn't functioning optimally, and it's not even functioning close to optimally. It's ultimately, like, your testosterone alone is reduced by up to 23%. That's a huge reduction. And of course, you're not absorbing protein as well, which is another bad thing, right? Another thing that it actually does is alcohol actually inhibits leptin, and leptin is the hormone that lets you know that you're full. And so you tend to you tend to get really hungry after you drink, and that's because your natural leptin levels are actually suppressed, which means that you're more prone to overeating, and you're more prone to screwing up in your diet. So instead of breaking down, when you drink alcohol, your body actually prioritizes it as a fuel source, right? So instead of breaking down the stuff that really makes us run, like protein, carbohydrates, and fats, and using those for fuel, your body immediately goes to the alcohol. So what do you think that does with all the other calories in your system? That leaves them there to be stored, right? To be stored as fat. So not only that, but sorry, I'm freaking dying here. So following a few drinks, alcohol is also, now what they found, what's the latest studies have kind of found is that when you drink, you immediately go into a deeper sleep, right? Or you immediately go to sleep faster. So it does help you it helps you get to sleep faster. But what studies are actually finding is that it directly has a negative effect on your REM, and your REM is like that deep sleep, right? And that's that deep sleep where all the good things are happening in your body. When your body is repairing itself, you know what I mean? When your hormones are getting back into flux, when you're burning fat, when you're starting to fight against fatigue, and you're refreshing your system, that's in deep sleep, otherwise known as REM. And drinking alcohol actually inhibits that. So sure, you might pass out quicker after 3 drinks, but the quality of the sleep that you're getting is at a completely different level, and it's at a much, much worse level. So the quality of your sleep is also decreased, which is really a bad thing, because ultimately we spend so much time in the gym that we want to get the best out of our workouts, and we want to get the best out of our efforts, right? So drinking alcohol, 3 drinks during a night can really mess you up. Never mind those nights when you go out and you have 10 or 20 or whatever it might be. We're all human. We all have fun. And as I'm saying, I'm not talking crap about alcohol. I'm just trying to bring some facts to light so you guys can kind of understand the amount of detriment that alcohol has in your system, right? It's a useless calorie, interrupts your sleep, slows down protein synthesis, and for up to 36 hours later, your testosterone is reduced by 23%. It inhibits you from feeling full, so you're more likely to screw up in your diet. And of course, while you have a few drinks, you're more likely to eat that 6 bowls of nachos and that extra dessert, because we'll deal with it tomorrow, right? So every time that you have 3 drinks, you're throwing your body way out of whack. And I'm not saying never drink. I'm just saying that if you're at the stage that at least I am, and a lot of you guys are right now, where you're out there and you're killing your workouts and you're doing your best, the worst thing that you could possibly do to inhibit your progress is by drinking, and by drinking on a consistent basis, right? So you can, if you're doing kind of calorie counting or macro counting or whatever else, and you're adding those into your macros and you're like, oh, I'm going to account for this. What you're not accounting for is the amount of detriment that you're doing to your body and the amount of quality calories that you're replacing with liquor, which have zero benefit. It's just a carcinogen, and it's prioritizing the absorption of that over top of your other food, and then your other food is being stored as fat. So I thought that that was pretty interesting. I want to talk to you, but at the same time, like, life is life, and sometimes we have special events. You know what I mean? Whether it's a wedding that you're really stoked for, or a friend's birthday party, or whatever it might be. So I want to give you guys a couple of hints just to be able to survive those, and a few hints just to kind of be able to mitigate some of those issues. Right? Because every once in a while you are going to go out, you are going to tie one on. It's going to do some serious negative effects to your ebb and flow and to your fitness levels. But every once in a while, a man or a woman has to live, and it's important that you you enjoy yourself, because balance. But just what we're at and what we're doing right now, and where you're trying to get yourself. If you're having a few drinks a couple times a week and you're thinking that it's not affecting your levels, I'm here to tell you that you're dead wrong. It's terrible. So what about when you do drink? What are a couple of hints that are going to at least be able to help you? So number one is beer. Beer is the absolute worst thing from a caloric load than any other drink, and that's due to a heavy amount of calories. It's very calorie dense. So if you are going to drink, here are just a couple of recommendations that I'm going to throw out there, and these are a couple of things that I use and I have used in the past. Number one, if you can, opt for clear spirits. Clear spirits tend to be less alcohol dense and not necessarily easier for you to absorb, but just less alcohol, less calorie dense. And if you're going to drink anything, one thing that I used to kind of do when I was younger, and when I think back with what I know now, I know that regardless, I was still screwing myself over, was I used to go out, and or even if I was drinking at home, I would drink vodka and water with a little bit of lime. And then if I really wanted to step it up and I really wanted to get crazy, I'd grab one of those calorie-free sweeteners, whether it's Bolero, thank you, Steph, or whether it was just like one of those Dasani squeeze bottles. I'd squeeze a little bit out of that in there, and all of a sudden you have kind of like a tropical tasting drink that's made with water, which is helping to negate the effects of dehydration, and is low in calories, and is easier for your body to absorb. Another thing that I recommend that you do is for every single, and this is going to help you, my God, this is going to help you. I know you guys have heard this before, but I'm just trying to drive it home. After every single alcoholic drink that you have, drink a glass of water. And the reason for that is that it's not going to prevent dehydration, but it's going to lessen the effects of dehydration. And ultimately, it's going to lessen your recovery. It's going to not lessen your recovery, but it's going to help with your recovery the next day, because you're not going to be as dehydrated. You're going to be more likely to go to the gym. You're going to be feeling better. You're still going to be in that weird off state, but at least you're not going to be dehydrated and feeling like crap. So I recommend that in between every single drink that you have, you drink a glass of water. It also gives you time to slow down a little bit. You're not getting too drunk too quick. It's allowing you to pace out your drinks so you're less inebriated, so you're not wearing your pants on your head and doing the table dance. Not that I'm totally not me, totally talking about a friend here. No, I've done some stupid stuff. But anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is a glass of water in between is going to slow down the amount of alcohol that you're drinking. It's going to help rehydrate you. You're going to feel better the next day, and you're going to be less prone to a hangover. Another thing that you should do the next day is take an electrolyte supplement, right? Try to avoid electrolyte supplement that has sugar in it. But one thing, as I said, because it's a diuretic and you're constantly flushing things out of your system, I recommend that you find a zero or low calorie electrolyte replacement, and that's going to help you hold on to water quicker. It's going to help you recover quicker, and it's going to help you feel better. So bottom line is, if you're trying to get in better shape, alcohol is not your friend in any which way, shape, or form, right? A couple of drinks once a week with your cheat night is not going to completely destroy you. But when we start getting in the 3 to 50 range, immediately we're doing damage. So that 23% reduction is after 3 drinks. So that compounds with the amount of alcohol that you absorb. So imagine if you have 20. And we all know what I'm talking about, but you still got to live your life. But if you want to get ahead, and if you want to get into that shape that you want to be in, alcohol cannot be a part of the equation. And I'm sorry to, I'm sorry to tell you, I'm sorry to let you know. But if you're one of those people who's going out after dinner, and this isn't made for anybody, I'm just trying to give you guys information to make better choices. But if you're going out with colleagues and you're having, 3 drinks 4 times a night, your body just isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. You're slowing down protein absorption, decreasing testosterone, you're adding carcinogens to your body, you're dehydrating yourself, and you're messing up all of your hormones for up to 36 hours after. So for 36 hours after, your workouts aren't as efficient, your protein absorption is down, and you're not doing your body any favors. So I wanted to put that out there. I wanted to let you guys know, just do a quick video. I hope you guys are all having an awesome day. I know it's the 4th of July, and it's probably, for our friends in the States, it's probably not the greatest day to do this, but I just want you guys to make good decisions. And then in between the challenges, why don't you go out and tie one on with the friends and have some fun. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't celebrate. I'm just saying you need to know what happens in your body when you drink in regards to fitness, and it's not good. I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Sorry to burst your bubble. We love you all, and a ton of cool things coming up from Anti-Hero. Stoked to have you guys along for this ride. We will see you soon. Take care. Bye.